morning and welcome to Elegance by ASK. My name is Angie and thank you for stopping in. This video is my very first video and I'm really excited about doing it. Today is the first day and the first step of my new journey into this YouTube world, and I'm nervous and I'm scared at the same time, but I am hopeful. I just felt this really deep calling and voice inside of me saying that I needed to pursue something different, something that brings joy to my life, brings me happiness, and can be beneficial to other people. My makeup is a passion that I've always had, and I wanted to create something that people can come to watch and learn, and whatever that they take from it can be beneficial to them. That's what I'm wanting. I am just getting ready. I'm doing a get ready with me video. I'm gonna create kind of a more of a natural look with a little bit of glam using Scott Barnes, one of his natural palette. It's natural #1. As you can see, it's really loved. It's been used and it's worn. In front of me is a whole array of stuff that is such a mess. I need to put everything away and recollect and reorganize, and that's all coming. Now I have the time to do it, and I'm really going to focus on it and hopefully be able to create some content that is meaningful and helpful and enjoyable for not only me, but for you as well. So today I'm going to be doing, like I said, a natural look. I'm going to be using some of these brushes. I don't have everything organized in front of me, so I'm kind of winging it. So forgive me. I know for a first video, that's probably not a good thing, but I'm me and this is who I am, and it is what it is. Just so you know, I have a hard time seeing up close. I'm 52 years old, and yeah, my eyesight isn't what it used to be. So I think this is vintage. I'm going to go into this color right here as a transition shade. And I've already put down my primer. I used MAC, and it looks like this. So I'm going to go ahead and put this all over in the crease and right above, but I'm not taking it all the way to the brow bone. Just like this, and then onto the mobile lid. I'm going to go ahead and do that to the other one. I have hooded eyes, so the way that I do my eye makeup might be a little bit different than what you do, and that's okay because it's just makeup at the end of the day. And you play around and you try to figure out your eye shape and what works best for each individual person. You find little tips and tricks that work, and if I share them, know that that's what works for me. And if you try it and it works for you, I'm so happy. Now I'm going to go in with a smaller blending brush. I'm going to go into a deeper shade now. This is a woody right here, this one. And I'm just tapping that brush in, and it's a pretty small tipped brush. And I'm going to go in the crease and right above it. I'm just going to stamp it on in the placement of where I want it, and then I'll blend it. I may have to go in with a deeper shade because this doesn't look like it's deepening a little bit. Not enough to my liking though. I'm looking in the camera, I'm looking in the mirror, I'm looking in another mirror. I have this crazy setup here, and I have no idea if this is working. I hope the lighting is good. I have a makeup studio in here. I've always had, the lights and stuff, but I've just recently added a new ring light setup. So I have extra ring lights with extra lighting, and it's got a mirror and a stand for my camera or my phone, and I'm using my phone to film because I don't have a camera. I'm too poor for that, but hopefully eventually one day I'll have what I want. All right, so I am gonna go ahead and jump into Femme, this color right here, and I'm gonna put that right here in the corner and brush it down onto my mobile lid, and I'm deepening that corner just to give it just a little bit more definition. And I'm using matte shadows just because at my age I think it tends to look better. Okay, I think I'm going to go into Risque because it's still not doing what I want it to do. It did give it a little bit more definition, but I'm going to go into this color right here. And I'm using that same brush. So I have this tool. So in between, if the colors are different, I use this tool right here. It's a wonderful, wonderful tool, and I will do a video on this just by itself because I feel like if you wear eyeshadow and you have multiple makeup brushes, you need this in your life. So I'm going to go ahead and tap that into that same place because it's not getting the definition that I want. So I'm going to pack that in there. There's a really dark brown in here that I'm going to try. I'm going to try this color. It's called Temptation. I'm going to use that same brush. Yeah, that's deepening it right up. Yes, I like that a lot. But I am going to go ahead and use a fluffier brush, and I'm going to reapply kind of that orangey color that that Risque that I was using, or maybe Brick House, because there's a really pretty, like it's a reddish brown, and I want to put that right here, blend it into the whole eye look. It looks pretty good. And I can even go back into that shade that's called Muted, and I'm just going to put that, I'm going to buff it, and it kind of diffuses everything and just softens everything. I'm going to put this black right here to deepen the corner. I'll do my winged liner first, and then I'll jump off camera and do my other eye because I want you to see my wing. People struggle with the winged liner, and I'm no exception to this rule. I do too a lot of times, and I might even today. It just depends. Some days are better than others. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right at the corner of my eye right here, and I'm just drawing a line up like this. And I'm using Physicians Formula. It's a felt tip, and it is actually need to get a new one because it's getting low and it's drying out. So helpful tip, when you have a felt tip, you want to store it upside down just like this so the product stays in the bottom part. It saturates your felt tip. All right, and then I'm going to take and I'm going to draw it a line back onto my eyelid. Yeah, this is just, it's almost out. Let me try another one. This one is Cleopatra ink, but that's what I'm going to use. All right, I'm going to go over that line. Yeah, that's a lot blacker. So then I'm just going to draw another little line right above it and connect it and go right along the lash line. And because I'm doing the eyeliner first, because when you use a felt tip, it's hard to go over like a sparkle or a metallic or a glitter shade. I'm putting my eyeliner on first, and then I'll go in with the glitter shade. So there's this really pretty one in here. It's called Angelic, and it's got kind of a pinky, well, best way to do is show you on my fingertip. And here, swatch. It's pretty, it's a metallic, but it's really light. It's kind of a peachy pink. I'm going to use a flat brush for this, like this. So now I'm going to dip into that, and I'm going to put it above that black. And if you so choose, you can always cut your crease and make it more prominent. I'm going to spray this, maybe pick it up a little bit better because I don't feel like it is. And I'm using Nikki Tutorials Nimya. I'm going to use this palette, Love for Sale. This is the Lady Gaga palette. And there's a shade in here called Do I Love You? And it's just sparkle. Like, it's just a really pretty sparkle. And I'm going to put that right on top of there. There. That looks nice. It's pretty. Okay, so now I'll do the other eye off camera and I'll come back and show you. So I finished both eyes off camera, and I did put on some eyeliner. I used e.l.f. Kohl liner in the waterline down here and in the upper lash line too. I tight lined basically, and I made the lashes look a little bit fuller. I used this mascara. I used Man Eater by Tarte. This is like one of my favorites. I don't know why. I've tried so many mascaras and I keep purchasing this one over and over. I think that it's probably, the formula is great, but I think it's the wand. Basically, it's a plastic wand and it just really gets in there and separates the eyelashes and just gives them a really beautiful look. And then I went in with my Unique, and it's a fiber. It's Moodstruck Epic 4D mascara, and this is, it has fibers built in, so I did it to make them look a little fuller and give it some more oomph and volume. Then I took my Nikki Tutorials little fan on low and I just kind of blew them up with cool air to set them in place. So I'm gonna do a foundation today. I'm gonna be playing with a couple shades. I think I'm gonna use Born This Way. It's in the shade Porcelain. So this is a light shade, and I'm gonna use a beauty blender to put it on. It needs cleaned, just like everything else in my my makeup studio. It needs cleaned. So now that I am not working, I have time to do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put, I put some drops of this on, and then I have a little bit of e.l.f. That's a really kind of a lighter one, and then I just start bouncing it in. I already primed my face, but I haven't found the right foundation, so I'm just kind of mixing right now until I am able to go look and find the right foundation, the right formula, because I have mature skin, and so I'm trying different ones. I like a more matte foundation and full coverage because I do have the, you know, discoloration, and I have the pigmentation on my cheeks, and I want something to cover it, so I need a full coverage, and I like the matte. So to contour today, I'm going to use this much loved palette that is almost empty. It's a BH Cosmetics Pro, and you can see I've really dipped into it and used it. I take my brush and I go across all of them. That's why my palette looks so crappy. So I just kind of do this business, and then I tap it. I kind of drag that color down, and then I'll go under my chin to contour that and give it some definition and kind of push that of my double chin back into space. So now I'm just kind of doing that all around. This is what I like to call shape shifting. Lightening and darkening color is so cool, and it does so much for a person's, for the eye, for the aesthetics and the appearance. See how much this alone has slimmed down my face. Add a little bit of shading underneath my lip so it gives it the appearance of being a little fuller. I have Scott Barnes, and I do the same thing here as I do my my contour. So I use a big fluffy brush. This is a BH Cosmetics brush, and it is a number 1 brush. I'm going to use a more natural skin tone colors today. And I just kind of pop my brush into these right here. Just like that. And I want it to look more lifted, so I start up here at my temple and I just swirl it and then bring it down. I'm going to do the same over here. And I just circular motions. I haven't done my eyebrows yet, and I do use, I'm very minimal on my eyebrows, seriously, because I do have a lot of grays and my natural color in here, but all I use is, it's NYX. Let me show you. So I take and I'll just kind of brush it in there. And I have full eyebrows, so I really don't pencil anything in. I just kind of put this on here and use the wand to just kind of brush it in and up. And now I think the whole trend is that having bushy eyebrows or full eyebrows is what's in. So I just kind of, that's what I've always done, because I didn't like the faded ombre. I mean, it looks nice, but I never liked it on me, so I just stuck with this. I used powder for a long time in my eyebrows to just deepen them, but I never really drew any different shape or filled in, because I have really full brows, and that's just always what I've always liked. I'm not that girl that likes to pluck her eyebrows real thin. So I just kind of go with what I have and just kind of build up that color. Now, certainly I know not all women have equal brows, and some of us don't have any. So definitely you need a little assistance and guide with that, because we have to draw on them when we don't have them. So I totally get that. So this is all I do to my brows. I also have a setting powder. I'm going to use Hourglass, and it's, I believe, just translucent. It's called Veil. It's kind of got like a yellow sheen, and I just tap a little bit into my lid like this. And I take a bigger fluffy brush like this one, because I just dip my brush in here and I just kind of pat it everywhere. And then I'm going to swirl it to set it. So now what I'm going to do, I don't use this Veil, the Hourglass, on my under eye. I use a finishing powder, and it's number 7. And it's just like this. And I'll go in with my ring finger, and I just take and make sure that that makeup underneath there isn't creased. Use your ring finger, because you don't want to put pressure, a lot of pressure under your eyes, because it makes and creates more wrinkles. And I just tap it and smooth it on. And this is so nice for the pores. Like it just really makes the pores disappear. Now that I've done that, I'm going to take and use that fluffy brush and just kind of go back over that where I just put powder. All right, next I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of under the eye with the Scott Barnes again. And I'm going to take a liner shader brush like this. This is just a BH Cosmetics dual-ended brush. So I'm going to dip into this shade right here, this Brick House right here. Shading it underneath my eye. I'm going to go back in and do the same thing over here. And then I'm going to go in with the dark shade. It's called The Temptation. This one here in the corner, the darkest one. I'm going to tap into it and put it like right here also on the edge and blend it into there. That way there's some symmetry between the top color and the bottom color. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and use my Tarte my Maneater and I'll put my bottom lash on. I'm just gonna kind of run them back and forth across here. And the faces that we make when we put on our mascara, yeah, they're real and necessary. Okay, so there's the eye look. I do want to pop a shimmer on the inner corner. I use this to pop the shimmer on my inner corner, and I also use this as on my lips. It just brightens it up just a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and run this in here. And now the lips are my final stage, but I take a moisturizing lip balm. This one smells like watermelon. It's really good. It moisturizes my lips. So liners, you want to use 1 to 2 shades darker than your actual lip. And just kind of fade it down into the lip. And get rid of those harsh lines. And I kind of overline my lips a little bit just to give it more fullness. And then I'm going to go ahead and put on a lip color that is a bit lighter than this shade. I might end up putting on something lighter right in the center. And I'm putting that not all the way down because I still want to see my definition of my lips. So this is the finished look. What do you think? Shape-shifting is fun, and I love putting on makeup, and I love just how you can create and do so many different things with makeup. So that's why I started my channel, and it's to be creative, to feel positive and put positive energy out into the universe, because we all need positivity in our life, right? So if I can just help one person, give any kind of tip or trick, or just make them smile, that is my whole goal. I am gonna go, and I will talk to you soon. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and ring the bell for future notifications of upcoming videos. Also, subscribe to my channel so we can meet again here. I'm not sure how often I'm going to be putting out a video. For sure once a week, maybe twice a week, but for sure once. I enjoyed spending time with you. I hope you did as well. And until the next video, God bless.